I'm going to go for The Sting, and I'm going to go for it for two reasons. Firstly, because Dave Norris quite rightly suggested the Paul Newman nose touch as a Wittitani secret signal. I think we were inclining towards the Stan Laurel head scratch because it can be seen from the back. But I think if you're face to face with the Wittitani, I think if you just do the Paul Newman nose touch from The Sting, I think.
I'm afraid no. That doesn't work.
But also, the other thing is, see, I
no
love
one's going
The
to
Sting.
notice.
Yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it? It's only a thing if I guarantee you this, right? If you are a Wittitainment fan, and you see somebody else who is a Wittitainment fan, like in the next few weeks, and you just do the Paul Newman thing, write and tell us whether they notice, or you could do
the Stan
turn
Laurel.
your back to them and then do the Stan Laurel and see how far that gets.
Or alternatively, you could say, "I like Wittitainment. Do you?" That's my suggestion.
I like Wittitainment. Do you? No, that doesn't quite work. The other thing I was going to say about The Sting was, see, I loved The Sting when it was first out in cinemas. And, in our house, somebody bought the Scott Joplin, piano playbook. And my sister, Annie, who is just the most brilliant musician, I mean, like properly brilliant musician, got grade 8 and teaching and all that stuff. She could play dun 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 dun, the entertainer. And she could play all those kind of Scott Joplin things. And I used to try, and I was terrible. I was like Les Dawson, but awful version of Les Dawson. So I loved the film. I bought the novelisation, which I read at school. It was one of the first books I remember reading properly all the way through because I loved cinema novelisations after that. I loved the way that Paul Newman and Robert Redford. I hadn't seen Butch Cassidy at that point. I loved the way they had that sparky interaction. And some years ago, we were on holiday and we were in a rented apartment, rented house, and there was a video of The Sting there. And we sat the kids down and we showed it to them. And they hated it. They just thought it was the most boring film they'd ever seen. So I don't know. Maybe times have changed, but I love that film. It's so good. And the drunken poker match when he's not drunk is really well. It's just everything about it is really.
When can I see
I love the whole thing about the big con. What? Oh, you can see it. When can you see it? Sorry,
so it's
I
out.
realised
So this is a DVD public
Yes.
issue.
Yes,
but presumably
4K,
it's been out on.
Ultra
It's been
8.
on. Oh, I see. It's a 4K repackaging.
It's in this list, because what else is in here? Everything else has been, essentially out before. Jungle Fever's been out before. Last Action Hero has been out before. Speed, as Eddie Izzard said. What was the thing she said? She said Speed, which in France should be called La Vitesse, but is in fact called Speed. But I'm going for The Sting. 4K, Ultra HD, and Blu-ray.